Chris, I'd like to welcome you today. Chris, you've been Marshall Goldsmith's business partner now for over 20 years. Marshall considers you one of the most successful executive coaches that he has ever met. You have helped develop and refine the stakeholder-centered coaching process in a way that it's made it enormously successful. You've been a wonderful mentor to me. You trained me many years ago, and I'm excited to talk with you today for a coffee chat, and welcome.
Thank you, Andy, for that very nice introduction, and thank you for asking me to do this, and thank you for being one of our very best coaches. I always feel very good when I can recommend you to a client because I know that they're going to get one of our top coaches, so thank you.
Chris, thank you. Always a pleasure working with you. Now, important question. Based on your experience and working with all of these leaders, if you had to pick one behavior that you see most often that stops leaders from being truly successful in the work that they do, what would that be? And if you have a story to tell, boy, I'd love to hear it.
I would say of all of the engagements that I've worked in, both with individuals and teams, the one that's picked the most is collaborate effectively. Now that's pretty much a catch-all for a lot of things. Does that mean I need to speak up more in meetings? Or does it mean I need to shut up and give somebody else some airtime in meetings? So based on the interview 360, I've had people say, I'm going to collaborate in order to build trust. Trust has been violated. So collaborate is not a behavior, it's a goal. What are the things you're going to put into an action plan to accomplish that goal so that the stakeholders see you as more collaborative? And what's quite interesting, I've had a lot of individuals who, they'll pick that. And then I'll talk to the stakeholders and they'll say, what's the likelihood of this happening? It's always got to be their way. They're smart. They're right most of the time. And they pretty much know what they want to do. Getting somebody, and that's why we work with somebody for about a year. If I'm going to do a guaranteed improvement, I want the person for a year. Because it's not just about changing the behavior, it's sustaining it. And a lot of companies are looking to, well, we'll get a coach for 3 months. And my response to that often is, you could stand on your head for 3 months. At 3 months, all the stakeholders are saying, how long is this going to last? What's going to happen when the coach disappears? Will they bounce back to where they were before? And as we know in nature, most systems look to bounce back to where they're comfortable. So working with somebody, and some of the best compliments individuals will get at the end of a year is, I never thought it was possible. And here we are, I'm seeing these behaviors, and I don't think they're going to bounce back to where they were. So collaborate is pretty much a catch-all because the details are in the action plan. Are you going to differentiate between your opinion and facts, build off of other people's ideas? Often I'll have executives go into meetings with a simple goal. Before you speak, ask yourself, is what I'm about to say necessary? Or am I just talking to hear myself talk?
Chris, this is just a fascinating topic, this whole thing about getting leaders to change behavior. In my opinion, that's the million-dollar question. How do you get them to change behavior in a way that sticks over the long term, adds real value to the work that they do, makes them much more effective with the folks that they work with, and it all boils down to adding enormous value for an organization. I've really enjoyed our coffee talk with Chris Coffey, and looking forward to talking to you again soon, and really appreciate the time.
Thank you, Andy. Have a happy day and a great coffee talk.